Do you have gyno and you have no idea what to do? Well, watch this video and I'm gonna fix it for you without having to get that $5,000 surgery that everyone tells you you have to get, because you don't have to get it. So one thing that absolutely sucks about being in the bodybuilding lifestyle is chances are at some point you're gonna have a gyno flare-up. Whether it's from drugs, stress, the dieting, exercise, all these different things can cause little flare-ups. And if they compound, it could turn into something that's extremely embarrassing. And like almost everyone's had this come up at least once, okay? So it's nothing to be embarrassed about, but I can help you. Now I know if you've YouTubed anything about gyno, you've probably come across videos from Dave Palumbo and other people on YouTube telling you might as well just get the surgery. But like, let's be real. I know who's listening to this video, and most of you guys can't afford a $5,000 surgery and go to New York City, be out of work, and more or less, half of you guys still live with your parents, no offense, which is fine. But like, what are you gonna tell your parents? Like, what are you gonna tell your family and friends while you're out of town for like 3 days and why you can't lift and why you have, like, come on, like, I'm not stupid. Besides the fact of the money, if you guys aren't even getting blood work, I know you're not gonna go get gyno surgery, okay? And here's the thing. It's not necessary. I actually heard on a Dave Palumbo video that you're an idiot if you don't get the surgery. These guys are morons. You have to remember that everyone's out for your money. I'm not making anything by telling you this protocol. I'm losing money by telling you this protocol, okay? Dave Palumbo and these people telling you to go get surgery, they get a kickback every time somebody goes and gets this surgery. And it's not 20 bucks, it's probably thousands of dollars, okay? And that's well worth them mentioning on as many videos as possible. Go get this gyno surgery from Dr. Blau. It's the best ever, blah, blah, blah. If you want to do that, do it. If you're going to be an IFBB pro, you should probably consider it. But for 99% of people, you're not an IFBB pro. You're just a regular guy listening to this video who got some gyno and you're just trying to look good naked. You're just trying to look good when you take a shirt off, right? I feel you, dog. I got you, okay? Watch the rest of this video. All right, so here's the first part. You are going to have to take a drug, okay? But I promise you it works so well. Now, first of all, before you take my advice, Google raloxifene, Google it and read as much as you can on Google Scholar. Most of the studies on this are very straightforward and it tells you exactly what it attaches to, what it does, what it was made to do, all this stuff. It's very straightforward. And in my opinion, it's very safe if you take the right dosages, okay? Don't go crazy, don't take it all year round. For this is a cute protocol that I'm giving you. It's very safe, in my opinion, okay? That this is for entertainment purposes only. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, just my opinion. But this is what you want to do. Now, if you get farmer grade raloxifene, I think it comes in 60 milligrams, but most of the time underground it's around 50 milligrams. And that's what I've usually tried and clients have tried. 50, 60, it doesn't matter. It's going to work. So you're going to use 50 milligrams a day for 14 days, okay? 50 milligrams every day, 2 weeks. And then you're going to use 25 milligrams every day until the gyno's gone. So you're basically hitting it with a sledgehammer. You're going to notice the gyno going down after 2 weeks. For sure, it will be going down. Then you want to start tapering off the raloxifene. So you're killing the gyno, you're tapering off the raloxifene so that you're not reliant on it, okay? This is going to take care of it for sure. But just to make positive, there's an over-the-counter supplement, apigenin. You can Google this too, and it has tons of other great benefits. It's also really safe. They're similar in how they work, obviously, because they're basically doing the same thing. But for this one, you want to take 6 milligrams per kilogram of body weight daily for 14 days. And then same thing with the raloxifene, cut that in half, 3 milligrams per kilogram every day until the gyno is gone. So you're basically just hitting your gyno with a sledgehammer for 2 weeks. And after that 2 weeks, it will almost be gone. Now, if it is gone completely, follow this out some more. Follow this out another week to 2 weeks. Even if you think it's gone, I want you to absolutely just murder it, all right? Probably shouldn't have said murder on YouTube. I don't know. But you're gonna wanna do this until the gyno is gone. Like for real, gone. Not just like 90% gone. Gone, all right? And this, I promise you, if you guys have not tried this and you do have gyno, you are gonna be pumped that you found this video. I promise you, this is fantastic. Now, if you have gyno that's so bad that it literally looks like tits, like folding over, it's not just gonna suck your skin up, okay? I'm talking about something like it's flat and then a couple days later, you have sort of a lump there, right? I wish I had a picture to show you exactly what I meant. This isn't for like someone that's like overweight gyno as a kid. This is someone that's taking gear, had some cortisol issues, whatever it is. prolactin issues, and like you have a flare up. All right, this isn't, if you've had a flare up and it's been there for like over a year, I can't promise you that this will work. It's definitely worth trying though, okay? Now, just real quickly, I'm not going to get into this super deep, but you need to understand what raloxifene is and how safe it is. It's just a medication to treat postmenopausal osteoporosis and the risk reduction of invasive breast cancer in postmenopausal women. The breast cancer is the part you really want to hone in when you're doing your research on this. Now, it's a class of drug that I'm sure you guys have heard of, SERMs with an E, not SARMs, SERMs, selective estrogen receptor modulators. Raloxifene exerts estrogen-like effects on bone and blocks estrogen effects on breast and uterus. So the estrogen-like effects on bone, which that's fantastic. Estrogen is very good for you. We know this, but it blocks its effects on the breast and uterus. Breast is the one we want to key in on here. Again, breast cancer, breast, gyno, it's all related, obviously. Now, raloxifene's use in osteoporosis prevention and treatment is recommended to women over 60 years of age at 60 milligrams daily. So if a woman over 60 years of age can handle 60 milligrams daily, you can handle 50 milligrams as a 25, 35, 40-year-old man. You should. Now, the side effects of this, the leg cramps, hot flashes, that's not a huge deal, but the ones you really want to worry about is the deep vein thrombosis and pulmonary emboli. Those are two things that for a bodybuilder that's taking drugs, you don't want to take raloxifene all the time. Now, 2, 3, 4 weeks, that's probably not going to cause an issue. But you need to look into this and you need to be aware of it, because if you're someone who has a family history or something of like people that have gotten this, I'm not quite sure that it would be worth it to do raloxifene more than maybe a week, something like that. You just need to be aware of it, okay? Now, the thing about apigenin is when you do the research on it, there's going to be conflicting research and information on some pages, but it does inhibit aromatase, okay? And you can look into it a little bit more. It's been noted to directly block signaling through whatever that receptor is, then also suppresses the transcription of the rate-limiting step of protein synthesis known as steroidogenic acute regulatory protein. So that's a good thing. So there's a lot of things in your body that are like rev limiters as far as how much muscle you can put on, what kind of protein synthesis. All these have different rates in different people. Apigenin supposedly is something that's going to let you get a little bit more out of that, okay? And it probably does this because it indirectly increases testosterone synthesis in those cells. So it's very related. This isn't necessarily anything you need to know what we're talking about with gyno, but it is good to know. Now, apigenin in breast cancer cells, it appears to inhibit proliferation. Now, this is the thing that most people are going to talk about because obviously anything that can help with breast cancer is like a really big deal. And it doesn't work every time. I think this is like a petri dish type of deal, but look into this because anytime you're trying to help with gyno or reverse gyno, something that has a really big effect on their estrogen receptors and has been shown to help with breast cancer, that's something you want to look into, just like Nolvadex is great as well. Then obviously another thing, apigenin, another great reason for it is it decreases cortisol. Cortisol is something that can definitely compound on top of gyno issues if something else is causing it and make it just even worse and really just freak you out because it can cause some acute plumping of your gyno for sure. Yeah, and then this last bullet point I have on here talks about the breast cancer cells in vivo. So that's basically it. So this protocol, let's go back to the first screen so we can look at it one last time. Raloxifene, 50 milligrams daily. Do this for 2 weeks, then do it for a little bit longer, depending on if it's completely gone or just mostly gone. Apigenin, same thing. After 2 weeks, cut it in half, keep going. So you can do this. I do this maybe once a year, like regardless, because like sometimes especially if you're prepping for a bodybuilding show, it's fine to do this sort of closer to the show just to make sure that you don't have a gyno flare up near the show, because a lot of times the things that you take, you could be right on that edge of having a gyno flare up, and then you change a compound 2 weeks out, or you drop a compound and boom, you have a gyno flare up, or you add in a fat burner. Some people, you take DNP causes it too because of a lot of different reactions. So you need to have this on hand if you're doing a bodybuilding show so you can knock that gyno out quick.